Well, welcome along to the Timeform Sporting Live preview for Epsom Friday. David Orr joined by Ben Linfoot and Matt Brocklebank to look ahead to the Betfred Oaks and the Betfred Coronation Cup. Let's start with the Fillies Classics, chaps. Ben, we're going to get the Timeform ratings up on the screen. Ylang's top, but there's not a great deal in this.
No, there's not. It looks pretty tight, doesn't it, on Timeform ratings. Ylang, £4 clear. And she has got the best form, hasn't she? Obviously, the Frankel filly from Ballydoyle winning the Fillies Mile at Newmarket as a 2-year-old. And I thought it was a very nice reappearance in the 1,000 Guineas with a view to her stepping up in trip. Again, we've already seen this form boosted, haven't we, by Fallen Angel winning the Irish version at the Curragh. Regal Jubilee ran well at Goodwood as well, and Darnation, who was 14th, came out and won the German 1,000 Guineas. So already this looks strong form, and Ylang was a close-up 5th, running on as if she's going to thrive when stepping up in trip, and she's top of the shop on Timeform ratings and in the betting market at 2-1, and I completely agree with that, to be honest.
Well, let's have a look at that 1,000 Guineas. She's obviously in the famous Coolmore Silks here. Seasonal reappearance. Ben's made the case. He talked through that she looked in Oaks Filly this day. Did she to you?
I was going to say, do I have to watch this again, Dave, with Tam Farner and Jamie Spencer?
Put your hand over the one in the green cap. Pretend it's not
there.
We
focus on Ylang. What I liked about this is that if you go back to last year, they lost her a bit, didn't they, in the summer towards the end of last season, but they brought her back with that lovely run in the Rockfell Stakes at Newmarket before winning the Fillies Mile, and this just screamed Oaks, didn't it? A perfect prep. We've obviously... you compare this to kind of City of Troy's run where he's going backwards in the 2,000 Guineas, and she's really staying on through the line. She's only beaten a length, and as Scoop's already wrapped up there, the form does look really good already, as you would imagine. The first classic for these fillies. She's clear on ratings. She's going to really appreciate any further rain that falls. Now, obviously, we're recording sort of midweek and it's soft, good to soft in places. And if you're looking at soft ground, this Frankel filly is going to absolutely love it. So there's no fears about that whatsoever. She has got a wide draw. She's in the widest stall, is that right?
In 12, but I think that's absolutely where you want to be, isn't it?
I don't mind that at all, to be honest, in the Oaks or the Derby. So, yeah, I think she's very much the horse to beat. And to be honest, I'm really struggling to sort of find horses at prices to take her on. I think she's really, really solid.
Interesting, Ben, that Rubies Are Red, stablemate, Lingfield trial second. She's closed right up in the betting. There's only a point between them now. It was much bigger at the point of, a couple of days after that Lingfield trial. I mean, she got going very late that day. I wasn't convinced that Epsom would play to her strengths again.
No, I wasn't. The way that she was outpaced early on in the race, really, and didn't seem to handle the track to me at Lingfield, certainly coming round the bend. And, OK, she finished with a flourish. And if she's come on again from that one, that was the second run of the season. If she's come on again and there's confidence at home, that might be a reason for the market move. But she wouldn't be for me at a revised odds, I must admit.
I remember some Princess winning as a lightly raced maiden years ago, probably 30 years, even longer now. But that's an interesting second string anyway for Ballydoyle. Let's talk about another interesting Irish filly, Ben. We've got a winning at Navan. Dermot Well, the Aga Khan, Azalea, beating a horse here who ran well in the Irish 1000 at the weekend too. Purple Lily.
Yeah, Purple Lily for Paddy Toomey, who was the even money favourite this day, and she came out and was 5th, beaten 5 lengths by Fallen Angel at the Curragh at the weekend. So we've got a sort of form line through that to Ylang, haven't we? And that makes me think that Azalea might have her work cut out to beat the Aidan O'Brien train favourite. I mean, she just got there this day. It wasn't really a performance that made you think, wow, she could go on and win the Oaks.
Many of them, have we? Other than Ylang.
No, we haven't. And for me, she has to step up quite a lot. Now, she could do. She's from a lovely family that Dermot Well knows well. He has won the Oaks before, Dermot Well. You have to go back 43 years. But
I wasn't there.
Were you not?
No,
Blue Win 1981?
No.
Not there, but he doesn't bring many over, does he? And if they do, they normally have some sort of chance. And she clearly does, but I just think she has to improve a lot considering what her odds are.
It's not dissimilar to Los Angeles in the Derby, is it, when you watch it? The lines where she's at her strongest.
Yeah.
And Dan was an Irish Oaks third. I think it's fascinating that Wells just pointed straight here from there, a trainer who's taken a lot of time with big race targets over the years, but this filly was slotted straight in here. Matt Stamina, a question mark for the next filly. Secret Satire winning the Musidora at York, on the right-hand side in the noseband there for Oisin Murphy and Andrew Balding. A race we thought the Gosdens were going to win. It didn't happen for them. If she stays, is this a player?
I speaking to the team immediately after this at York on the day, they were shocked that she was able to win. I'd be really surprised if she was an Oaks winner. I mean, this race was as much about the wayward favourite, Friendly Soul there on the far left that hung across the track, 8-11 favourite. It was all about her really, and Oisin Murphy and Secret Satire kind of. I mean, he gave her a fantastic ride, didn't he? And the form looks okay. Obviously, the second has come out and won since, but I don't think she'll stay either, to be honest. So I don't really think she's got enough class to win an Oaks, and I think there are significant doubts about her seeing out a mile and a half round Epsom, particularly if it's bad ground.
Selection time for the Oaks. I like Azalea. I don't know. I just think there's something about her that I think she's one who's going to thrive on Friday and take a big step forward. Ben, Oak selection?
I think Ylang is the most likely winner. I don't know if I'll take her on, but if I do, it'll be with a Rafe Beckett filly. I think he's
plenty to go at. We
have got plenty to go at, but it's notable that he came out firing in the trials, didn't he? Winning the Cheshire Oaks, winning the Lingfield Oaks trial, good runs as well in the Musadora. I think he's got a good handle on this division. I do favour Forest Fairy. Out of the three, I just think she will like the softer ground as well. Only had one run on turf at Chester, and that was good ground. But she's got a bit of a knee action. She's by Volgeist. I think she'll like a bit of cut. And if there's a bet against Ylang, it's probably her, Forest Fairy.
Matt, Oaks tip?
Yeah, I think Ylang will win. I actually think 2-1 might be fair value about her. She could be a 5-4 shot for me on the day. If we've got one to spring a surprise, I don't think she'll win, but I could be tempted by Treasure in kind of the place markets. Again, she's another one of Rafe Beckett's. She's the King and Queen's horse, came out of the Lingfield trial, and it was just that first run since October. She'd only really, really lightly raced. She finished fourth, but she was only beaten a couple of lengths, just less than 2 lengths. It was a promising enough run on drying ground. I don't think Rubies Are Red really liked the quickening ground at Lingfield that day either. And this Master Craftsman's filly, a really big, imposing grey filly, she won on soft ground at Nottingham Maiden at the back end of last season. We've seen them Nottingham Maidens in October throw up classic winners over the years, haven't we? So we're looking at something to maybe spring forward quite significantly to challenge a horse like Ylang, who has the classic form in the book. And Treasure, for me, a really likely race filly, could be the one at a big price each way.
Hats off to the King. If that we don't have hats on, will we, Skip? We will be in lounge shoes. We'll mock it. Let's talk about the Coronation Cup now. We've got the video of last year's winner, Emily Upjohn, winning under Frankie Dettori. Liked to be very different ground conditions, Matt, on Friday, but she was brilliant this day and beating a really good yardstick as well. Yeah,
she was absolutely sensational, wasn't she? This was Frankie at his absolute finest. What a meeting he had last year. Obviously couldn't win the Derby, but this was him at his brilliant best. He just everything he rode this day seemed to go to plan, and she was fantastic. This was like her absolute peak. Now, as we know with Emily Upjohn, she's not always able to deliver this for whatever reason. Now, again, we keep sort of banging on about soft conditions at Epsom. Now, they've never felt the need to run her on soft ground, so we're a little bit in the dark about her. She is sort of a see the star. She's obviously got a really good action and quickens quite sharply, doesn't she, when she's on song? So I would suspect soft ground might be against it. We're talking about an odds-on favourite who is clear in terms of her class and on her best form, but she comes back after the run at Meydan, where I thought, we've spoke about this before, haven't we? But it's quite a big day for Kieran Schumacher. Obviously, not everything's gone perfectly smoothly, but I've got full faith that it will come good with that relationship with the Gosdens, because taking over from Frankie Dettori is a nigh on impossible job anyway. But not only that, the Gosdens just don't have top horses through the springtime. It's always through the summer, Royal Ascot, and then into the autumn where they really come to hand. And I think so. Patience is going to be absolutely key for Kieran Schumacher. So it is a big ride. Having said that, though, because he did get caught napping a little bit when Rebels Romance won the big race there. Was it the Shima Classic at Meydan? So yeah, he's got to prove this filly can go and get the job done. But yeah, I think she's very much the horse to beat. Hamish might be the one to follow her home.
Ben, we've got Luxembourg for Aidan O'Brien. We've got a French challenger as well. How do you see the Coronation Cup?
Yeah, I think the ground could be a big deal for Emily Upjohn. If there is significant cut on Friday, that would be a question mark for her. And she's got excellent Epsom form, hasn't she? Second, a very close second in the Oaks before that run we saw last year where she beat Westover. But yeah, the ground's a bit of a question mark. Luxembourg's fascinating, isn't he? Because he's hardly ever run over a mile and a half. 2 times in his career. In the Arc and in a King George, and he's come up short in those, but they were really hot races, and I think a mile and a half could be his trip, so he has to bounce back from a poor run out in Maidan in the spring. But if he's on song, he could be the one to take advantage if Emily Upjohn's not quite on her A game. Again, like Matt, soft ground, I would not rule Hamish running a big race because he's proven over further, he's proven on tricky tracks like Chester and Goodwood. This could just be set up nicely for him.
Hamish at a prize for the guys in the Coronation Cup. Thank you for watching. Best of luck with your own bet to Epsom on Friday.